Good day, everyone. So how many of you know if you have a yod in your chart? Yods are called finger of God, finger of fate. And what they are is basically, if you're looking at your chart, you'll see an isosceles triangle pointing in a direction. And yods are very unique. Not everybody has a yod in their chart. And for that reason, yods are considered fated energies, meaning that whoever has the yod may be always pointed in the direction the yod is trying to express this lifetime. There are many different viewpoints about how to process, understand, learn from your yod. So give it time. When I was first told I had a yod, I wasn't there yet. I was busy working on learning my angles, my rising sign, my midheaven, my stellium. You know, there's so much to see in a chart when you're first learning. When I was told I had a yod, I didn't really pay attention to it. And my yod points to Uranus in Leo in the 10th house. So the finger is always pointing at Uranus in Leo in the 10th for me. And I believe strongly for me that it means that I was supposed to talk about astrology. I was supposed to learn about astrology. But guess what? I didn't always want to learn about astrology. I kind of came kicking and screaming. I remember sitting down with my mom and sister, and they'd be studying their charts for hours, for days. Those of you who know your chart and have worked with it, you know you can get obsessed with it. And they would be studying, and I'd be going, oh, forget it. What a bunch of baloney. Screw that. And then, parents died. I started to think about my life. Anyway, I believe it was fated for me because I wasn't really interested in it in the context of having a YouTube channel. I was interested. Yeah, I wanted to learn key things, but not to the point where I've done hundreds of readings. I've done over 350 videos. I'm always looking at a chart. And so for me, I believe it was fated in that context. Now, there are quite a few people that are well-known, celebrities, that have yods. Martha Stewart has a yod. Musician Elton John has a yod. Princess Diana and her sons, William and Harry, are supposed to have yods. I haven't looked at the chart. This is what I read online. And they're supposed to be a rare thing. And when you carry a yod, only you are going to know what it's trying to tell you. For me to come in and say, well, it means X or Y or Z is misleading. And that's not why I do astrology. I do astrology to teach you how you can process and understand from your chart. They also say people with yods can have a lot of responsibility. And there can be a lot of upheaval with people that have yods. And it's true. My life has had a lot of responsibility. There's been a lot of upheaval. It hasn't been the traditional upbringing. It just hasn't been, folks. I was reading on celebrityland.com about yods, and they said yod people always feel like some crucial understanding or piece of information is missing, one that would help transcend the irritating sense that things are not quite as they should be. Yeah, that sounds a lot like my yod, how I feel a lot of the time. According to medium.com, yods are called the finger of God because yod bearers, people with yods in their birth chart, are said to experience a feeling of inescapable fate or destined purpose in their life. Notable historical figures: Princess Diana, Hitler, Karl Marx, and the artist formerly known as Prince. And so when I pulled up Prince's chart, because I remember when I looked at his chart that he has two fingers of God. So here is what a finger of God looks like in a natal chart. This is Prince's chart. I'm not going to do both of them. I'm going to talk about his Mars, which is at 0 degrees of Aries, that falls between the 4th and the 5th house. It's kind of a cuspy Mars, really. Pisces, Aries. So to me, for Prince, I would say that Mars was pretty important to him. At one time, I know he used the symbol of Mars, which is a phallic symbol, in many of his performances. Mars at 0 degrees of Aries, that's Mars loves to be in Aries. Mars loves to be in Aries. So I believe for Prince that Mars had a lot of meanings that tied into his home life, his family, and also his fame, as well as his sexuality and his sexual expressions. If he were alive today, I'd love to know what his thoughts were on his Mars. I'm looking at mainly the finger pointing at the Mars when I talk about the finger of God. Now, you can deep dive as far as you want to go into your yod. For me, I find the finger part to be the most important, but everybody has their own way they like to look at their charts. So, look and see if you have this unique, faded finger of God in your natal chart. Then ask yourself, what does it mean to you? How have you been processing it so far? Do you like it? Do you not like it? And take it from there. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.